What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's 1:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been an interesting night. It is Monday, and my allergies are kicking my butt. Let me just tell you, as the weather just keeps changing back and forth and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Looking at Bitcoin's price, I've been saying for a while now, not to sound like some sort of prophet, but I've been saying that I expected to see an 8,800-ish Bitcoin, and it finally did. It finally wicked down into the 8,800s. And then it started to move back up from there. I actually made a little bit of a profit shorting this situation here, and pretty happy with that. I've won some, I've lost some on ByBit so far. Just experimenting with leverage trading. I did have a big loss at one point because I went kind of outside my. I didn't use Market Cipher. To be quite frank with you, I didn't use Market Cipher. I went with a kind of a gut. And to be frank, I think that I tried to short it and it pumped really hard instead. And I was really taken by surprise because there was nothing really explaining that to be the potential case. And so I took a bit of a loss, but I've been slowly getting it back, just making much more careful trades and things. So, I've been slowly getting little gains in my trades. And, I did not long this because I actually closed my short position as Bitcoin's price. I think I shorted up here and then I closed it somewhere in here, or maybe it was even right here. I don't remember, but it was basically like, it wasn't much. It was like $40 in profit or something like that in Bitcoin, but I'm not trading with a large sum, right? And this is one thing that I want to make sure, I do not trade the bulk of my holdings. I quite frankly have like $1,000 in Bitcoin that I play with my leverage trading. It's nothing. So I've made some more daring trades, more of an experiment, and knowing like, well, you know what, if it's a stupid move and I lose everything, oh well, it's not like the end of the world. But to me, the education and what I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm trying to learn is more valuable to me than the potential loss. This isn't what I'm doing. I'm a hodler, so that's pretty much it. Never trade more than you can afford to lose, period, especially on a leverage trading platform. But if I am going to look at the contest, this is the contest that's been going on. Man, number one is up 54% in his or her trades. Second place is up 21%. So people, it's getting interesting. And I've had some people say, because there are 29 people that basically completed everything prior to the deadline that are in this ByBit contest. I do have links. Yes, I'm shilling ByBit. But anybody that's going to trade ByBit, I would suggest you check the description in this video, check the links below. I've got a video tutorial on using Market Cipher and ByBit, and then basically a long form written tutorial that goes into even more detail. So I suggest you guys check those out, because I even break down, what does it mean to be at 5x, 10x, 50x, 100x leverage? How easily can you lose everything based off of the different types of leverage? You really need to check that out before you do anything at all. But again, not intended for US-based traders whatsoever. It's just a fun thing for everybody else that's not restricted. So moving forward, what cryptocurrency could potentially go up 14,000%? That's the question. Now, I'm about to tell you a little bit. I'm going to go into a lot of different things, but I'm going to go into a project that I've been very fond of for quite a while. I have met the CEO, CTO. I've met a lot of these guys. I've chatted with them on multiple occasions throughout the bear market. And they are not paying me for this video. I do not hold any of this, and I'm going to explain why I don't hold it at the moment. But I plan to, at some point. And I'm doing this video because I believe that they are really establishing some serious infrastructure to be extremely competitive in the remittance market and more. And so there's a lot to discuss. Now, right now, I'm going to show you guys this. This is not what I'm talking about, but this is a competitor. This is Crypto.com's MCO card. Okay, this is basically it's like a Visa card that allows you to spend your crypto and a whole bunch of stuff, right? And it looks fantastic. Problem is, if you're in the US, you can't use it. And there's no real telling how long it's going to be until this is available to US customers. Why are they not available in the United States? Notice of USA Patriot Act, I haven't even read that, but I'm sure it's whatever. Why do they not use it? So they give you all these benefits, Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all this stuff. But if you're in the US, it doesn't help you. So it's confusing to me because it's just not available to the majority of people yet. So while it sounds great, what's the point? Unless you're outside of the US, then you could have a lot of fun with this card. However, this project, Turnio. Now, we're going to look at this and we're going to say, holy cow, look at it. Down 99.54% for the year. It is fractions. It's practically nothing. It's practically nothing right now. But there's a reason for this, multiple reasons for this. And it's also very deceiving. And the thing of it is I'm going over this project not because I expect anyone to FOMO into it, but because of the potential, fundamentally, that this company is establishing. And so we're looking at the metrics. Percent to its original all-time high is 140,530%. So if this just gets back to 13 cents from where it's at today, you're looking at 140,000% gains. Problem is, you're going to say, but Crow, where do you get it? X rates? What the hell is that? This is new. I just saw this just pop up now. There's no volume. There's no trade volume. There's no nothing. Why am I even talking about it? Well, the reality of this is coins like CoinPaprika and CoinMarketCap, obviously, when I'm looking at data on these projects, I'm looking for trade volume. Without trade volume and liquidity, I'm not in it, which is honestly why I'm not in Turnio at the moment. However, I'm also very well aware of some other things that they've been up to. Before I go into too deep, Litecoin Foundation, Buybox, Turnio to unveil physical cryptocurrency debit card, the Litecoin Block Card. This is a white label. Litecoin is white labeling Turnio's debit card system for their own use. And as user adoption comes into play, Litecoin's going to make percentages of the transactions that are happening. Now, stake turn on block card for 6.38% crypto back on all Visa spends. This is another significant benefit. 30,000 Turnio, 1% rewards. 145,000 Turnio, 6% rewards. So basically, the more turn you're staking with your block card account, the more cash back basically you're getting through the use of this card. And you're thinking, but Crow, you can't even buy it and there's no liquidity. Why do I want this? Well, it doesn't make any sense. So, where is my... Here it is. This is what I was looking for. So recently, Turnio. So here's the thing. The only way to get Turn is by having a block card account. The only way to get rid of it, ultimately, is to spend it. So it is kind of a one-way gateway right now. They have not been worried about liquidity. They have not been worried about, spending tons of money on exchange listings. They have not been worried about any of that. They have been worried about, maintaining themselves through the bear market, establishing further partnerships and use cases, and growing their fundamental foundation for growth moving forward. And they are now, in full disclosure, I've been having private chats with let's just say the higher ups and some of their partners that you don't even know about. There's some big stuff coming. Now, I don't want to mislead anybody because I don't fully understand the extent of everything they're working on. But from the gist I've been getting, I'm very excited about what these guys are up to. And the fact that, look, one of the primary metrics that I've laid out is who is busy during the bear market continuing to further their milestones, continuing to build new fundamentals. Who is really working? These guys have been working, and it's been kind of under the radar because, quite frankly, these guys got their funding initially during the big run up, and they saw a lot of it kind of dwindle during the market crash, which put a hold on a lot of different companies and a lot of these crypto projects. And because they didn't have the money to keep pumping information, press releases, all this stuff out into the market, a lot of these guys, they've said, look, we can either pump press and media and do all this stuff, or we can focus on what we're building, and we can focus on our back end. We can focus on our infrastructure. Turnio decided to focus on their infrastructure. Another company very similar is Celsius Network. So, I personally would love to see the two of these guys merge. I have relationships with both of them. I would like to make a connection between them, and I'm working on that. But these are some highlights. These guys just recently closed on June 13th, 2020. They just pulled in $1 million in funding, over 3,893 investors. What does that tell you? That tells you there are over almost 4,000 people just recently who have basically said, I love this, take my money. Okay? Because of what they're planning on doing. Highlights. Company is profitable because they're not wasting their money. They haven't been wasting their cash. Block Card Visa is live and used by U.S. residents today. I have one of these. I have used this. It is fluid. I'm telling you. I went to make a purchase. I don't even remember what it was, but I wanted to spend a little bit of Bitcoin. And I sent it over to my block card. It got converted instantly. I used my Visa card to make the purchase, and it was done. The whole thing took me probably 5 minutes. And I don't leave, so I haven't gone in and said, okay, well, I'm going to take this Bitcoin or this Ethereum or whatever. I'm going to load up my block card in case I ever want to use it in the future, because quite frankly, due to the fact that there's little liquidity and there's just not much else I can use Turnio for other than to help process these transactions with my block card, I don't buy a bunch of Turnio and let it sit. Yet. That day is coming, in my opinion. That day is coming. Plans to expand to EU and over 150 countries globally in the next 6 months. Folks, this isn't BS hype. They're doing it. Users get to stay in cryptocurrency on Block Card until the point of sale. Blockchain and token agnostic. 11 enterprise partners white labeling Turnio's Block Card platform. Here's the other thing. These guys are not focused on you. It's not that they don't care, but it's not their primary business model. They didn't start Block Card necessarily so that guys like you and me have a block card and that we want to spend our crypto. We can, but what their target market is, enterprises abound everywhere. Companies that want to basically come out with their own white labeled credit card or debit card, their own white labeled debit. And no, I'm not being paid for this video, just so you guys know. I really like what these guys are doing. And here's the thing, but let me finish my what I'm saying. Basically, these guys are marketing to companies directly and saying, hey, you can white label your own card. You're going to share in the profits generated from the use of those cards. And it's a marketing tool. It's a way to help whoever their market is, basically utilize their cryptocurrency for purchases. Over $1 million in revenue in 2018 and forecasted 20x that based on signed partners. These guys are going to continue to grow. They did a Form C with the SEC. They're doing everything on the up and up. The platform to move money instantly. Look, I'm not going to drag this out any further. I'm already at over 15 minutes. I'm going to try and cut this down a bit, but I believe that you should keep your eye on Turnio. I really do believe you should keep your eye on Turnio. There are going to be other announcements in the future, I'm sure, and I'm basically letting you know I'm on this. I know that it's easy to look at projects and watch a lot of other YouTubers, and you see, oh, well, and a lot of these guys are all pumping the same stuff, if you've realized. You know, they're all kind of going over the same projects. Nobody's really finding those diamonds in the rough, because I think a lot of crypto YouTube, to a certain extent, is groupthink. We all talk against it, but we're all guilty of it. What are these guys saying? What's everybody talking about? Oh, okay, that looks good. I'll talk about it too and get some views. Look, I get it. Sometimes I do the same thing. I'm not going to lie, because if it's a good project, I'll talk about it. And oftentimes, a lot of YouTubers can find some really good stuff. This is probably going to make me look crazy for now, just the same way Cardano did back in the day. These guys, I'm telling you, just when I do videos in the future about Turnio, make sure you tune in and check it out and do your own research. Dive into this. Read the latest. Read what these guys have going on, and you'll realize real quick that this is a no-joke project that's got a lot of legs and is likely about to go strong as we move forward into the bull market. When they start announcing any exchange listings, be ready. That's all I'm saying. Be ready. They do a full breakdown of everything that they've got going on, market studies, their competition, their customer base. This is all basically one big proposal. And this was funded in full very, very quickly. So look, guys, that's it. I just wanted to kind of open your eyes and ears to something that I'm sure you haven't been hearing much about, that I think is probably going to do pretty well as we move forward. So keep your eyes open. Until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.